Your dad was in Athens, and he'd gotten back from what, World War One or two?
No, he was in World War One.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't go overseas.
yeah.
Um,
So what year was this? They had it's called the Battle of Athens.
what?
What year was it they had the Battle of Athens? About
46.
46. So, and the sheriff was involved in stealing ballot boxes?
Well, during the war, Washington, there were two guys, and for several election cycles, they took time about being sheriff and being
State
state
representative?
senator or
Yeah.
state representative.
Do you remember their names?
No, I can't think.
But your dad was part of a group that had some meetings.
And then they had some secret meetings, mostly Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a Republican.
And his name was what?
They organized a group called Good Government Group.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of guys, getting discharged from the army coming back.
Coming back from World War
They
II.
didn't like what they saw,
Yeah.
so that's how they got organized. And then the group saw that they were losing the election,
Yeah.
and that's when they stole a ballot box, and then people
Converged on Athens.
Kind of a mob got together with guns and went up and took over the jail where.
And your dad was part of them. And you were too?
I was only 15 or.
Yeah, you stayed away?
I didn't get any far. I stood around behind a brick building and listened to the shooting.
Yeah, so they shot into the jail?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
No, I had two first cousins who were Democrats.
Yeah,
They were deputy sheriffs,
yeah,
but they got out of the jail.
yeah.
I've got some pictures down there of when they marched the people out of the jail
Uh-huh.
and a lot of families. I say a lot. I don't have any. Families or grown men had to leave town, and they went. Most of them went to Detroit.
Uh-huh.
Got jobs up there in an automobile. Then maybe 5 years or so later, they drifted back.
So these are the guys that were run out of town.
Yeah.
And your dad was part of. How many were there in the good government group?
I don't have any idea.
But then after they got rid of them, there was talk that the sheriff of Polk County was going to come back with them.
Well, one night, it was the next night after they'd
Throwing them out.
been run out. There's a rumor that the sheriff and deputies were coming up from Polk County,
Yeah.
but they never did come.
But you all set up checkpoints to prevent them from coming to
Well,
town?
there were checkpoints on all the roads coming into Athens.
Yeah. To keep out someone to
Yes, from-
bring the sheriff back, huh?
I knew at the checkpoint. I don't remember who it was, but they knew me. I didn't have any trouble going through the checkpoint, but I had taken my rifle up.
To protect the jail from letting that other.
I didn't know. I don't know what I expected.
Yeah. But you took your 30-30 rifle with you.
You didn't know whether, rumors.
Yeah. But you were driving your own car.
Yeah.
At age 15.
No, I must have been sick. No, I wasn't driving my own car.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. No, I wasn't driving my own car.
So you rode down there with your dad, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And your mom stayed away from it, I guess.
Yeah.
It was the men. Back when men were men. God. Yeah, I've heard of the Battle of Athens. That's what it's called now. And it was right after World War II, and the sheriff was corrupt. And well, they're not throwing corrupt sheriffs out anymore, Jim. Thanks for telling the story.
No,
And you had some first cousins that were with the sheriff, right?
yeah.
And did they get run out of town too?
They got run. Yeah, they got run out of Athens.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad.
Run his own family out of town.
They were my mother's. They were
Nephews? Nephews?
My mother's sister's children,
Okay.
and they were Democrats.
What were their names?
Pierce.
Pierce? Yeah.
And for years, my dad wouldn't speak to him.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd go over to. My mother always liked to go every summer. Every year, go over to her church.
Yeah.
For homecoming.
Yeah.
And of course, they would be there, and he wouldn't have anything to do with it.
Did they ever get back in law enforcement? Those sheriff cousins of yours? The deputy cousins?
That was run out.
Did they ever go back and get into law enforcement again? The ones that were run out?
No. I say a lot of the guys. Well, they were married men. They had families. Like,
Yeah.
most of them went to Detroit.
Yeah. To
Got
pay
jobs
the
up
bills.
there, got jobs up there.
Yeah.
And people moved to Detroit.
It was pretty easy to get a job in Detroit. You could just fall off the turnip truck
They worked
and
in the automobile.
yeah, there's a lot of jobs
So
there.
they were. Several families were. They gradually drifted back.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jim, thanks for sharing the story. And your dad's name was what?
What?
What was your dad's name?
Jim.
Jim Key. So you're Jim Key.
I'm a junior.
You're junior. All right. And what was your wife's father's name? Lee's father.
Buster Mason.
Buster Mason. So Jim Key Sr. and Buster Mason were both part of the good government group. Well, I wish
I
we.
don't think they had. They didn't have any guns.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, someone was shooting into the jail. I'm glad no one got hit.
Yeah, but that was mostly. Yeah, that was kind of a mob.
Yeah. Well.
It's a wonder people weren't killed. I don't understand.
Well, you know what? They can steal the election now and no one will know it because it's all on computer. We've lost our ballot box. There's no box. There's nothing to look at. There's nothing to recount. That's why they'll put in whoever they want, Jim. It doesn't matter who you vote for. Hate to say it, but that's the reality.
You know, something.